Hey guys, this is Tagene Brown-McBean of Money Coaching Services, and today I will be talking to you about how to pay off the debt if you cannot afford to make the minimum payment. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know when we're on. And here are the steps. So before I go into the step, I want to tell you a quick story. So sometimes as a money coach, I will give advice to clients what steps they should take to pay off their loans or pay down their loans. And they would see how soon it would take them to pay off the debt, right? So in this case, this client, I told her that it would take approximately 3 years to pay off the debt. And I gave her the steps, how much she should pay to the debt and how long it would take for her to pay it off. All right, fine. Now, after that, I was doing some follow-ups. So I did a couple follow-ups with her just to check her progress, what was happening. She didn't do anything. And what happens is that if you have any loans and credit cards and you think you have too much loans based on how much you're gonna pay back each month towards those loans, or even if you have consolidated a loan and the monthly payment you're paying for the debt consolidated loan is very high, then it is always good for you to immediately proceed to start thinking about how to pay down the debt consolidation, or if you have them as individual loans, how you're going to pay them down, because life is always changing. The expenses, inflation is causing your living expenses, the expenses that you normally pay 1 year ago, the cost you used to pay, you might be paying a higher price now. Other things to consider, things can come up, medical bills, emergency here, if you have children, carrying them to the doctor, carrying them to the dentist, all of these little things. And over time, they add up, right? So these things adding up it puts more pressure on you now. So it's like you get a cut and you never treat it. Is it going to get better or is it going to get worse? It must get worse. It must get worse because you are not paying it any attention. And what I see as a pattern for some people is that they get comfortable with looking at the debt, or they see the debt there and they just decide that they're not going to pay it. They're not going to pay any attention to the debt at all. They are not working towards anything that will move them forward so that in the future they even will be able to pay it. So for those of you who you want to know what to do, this video is for you. All right. So step one, you have to take immediate assessment of your situation and act of a move. Because if you get the advice from me as your money coach or any other coach and you do nothing with it, you are not going to remain the same place. You're actually going to be worse off. So 1 year later, you're going to be worse off. 2 years later, it's not going to get any better. So better you try to pay down something today, right? So first thing, all the lovers of credit card, this one is for you. Stop using the credit card. It has the highest interest rate. Stop using it. right? In Jamaica, some of the credit cards are 52%. That's a regular rate. So you need to check what percentage is on your credit card. For other countries like the US, you have interest rate up to the 20 something percent, right? So stop using the credit cards, right? So you have to put them away. Put away the credit cards, right? Because using them will only dig you deeper into debt. So that is taking you away from the goal, right? Causing you more stress. So stop using credit card, number one. Number two, you're going to create an emergency budget. Fast, right? So we have a budget spreadsheet that we use for our clients, right? And it is an easy spreadsheet. The spreadsheet allows you to just take out your pay slip and just input the figure, right? You take out the pay slip and input the figure, and basically everything is simple. You just input the figure. You input your income, you input your expenses, and it makes it easier for you to quickly do up a budget, right? So it have sections for your needs, your wants, and your savings. But we call the needs foundation, we call the wants fun, and we call the savings freedom. That kind of get you out of being fearful of doing a budget. We basically use words that make you feel a little more comfortable. So you don't feel stressed out when you hear certain terminologies or certain words. So ours is an easy spending plan, right? So the easy spending plan helps you to be able to just quickly put in your figures. So I'm gonna share my screen and show you an example of what that looks like. Right. So this is just a screenshot of it, right? So all you'll be doing is that you input your income and then you put in your grocery, your rent or mortgage, which you call housing, water, the utilities and so on, and you put in all the figures. And it will populate over to this side that says comparison, and it will show you how much you're actually spending towards your needs, how much you're actually spending towards your wants, how much you're spending to your savings. So it gives you a guide, right? It also tells you if you're spending more money than you have, but in this case, because you are not able to make the minimum payment to all of your loans and credit cards, that means you're actually spending more. But because it is set up like that, what will happen is that you will be able to see, the options that you can reduce. So you can quickly go back and reduce some of the options. The first would start with the wants. Anything in fun, that's where you reduce it first. But if ever you are short on money, always reduce your want section, because that is the section that is what we call non-essential spending. So we don't want to take it from needs, which we call foundation. We don't want to take it from savings, which we call freedom fund, because that is your future. So we take it from fund first, You take it from your wants first. And if after you take the things from wants, you're still short, then you have other things you have to put in place to make up for that difference. All right. And that would include other options that we'll share with you. All right. So when you use a spending plan, so the spending plan must be up to at least a month. You must do at least a month to see what's happening, right? So you want to know exactly where your money is going. Then number 3, you're gonna track every cent. Every cent. So all the things that you spend money on. So if you go out for entertainment, it must be in the budget. I can't understand people. You say you're doing up a spending plan and you go out every Friday night and nothing is in your budget. And then you say your budget no balance. You know balance, can you not put everything in there? It not go balance or it not go show you everything that's happening. So you'll get confused, right? So to remove the confusion, just put everything that you spend money on in the spending plan or the budget, right? And when this is what you're gonna have. You're gonna identify a list of things, your essentials, meaning your needs, and your non-essentials, which is your wants, right? So your needs include housing, food, utilities, and transportation expense for work or essential appointments like doctor appointments and so on. And then you're going to cut everything else. Cut everything else from the non-essential. Seriously, because every dollar counts. I remember that you're trying to find money to kind of get things back to a point where you can now pay all your bills. That's what you're trying to accomplish. So number 4, you have to ensure that the basic needs are covered. So housing, right? Because if you fall behind with your housing, this can be very devastating, right? The consequence is very great. If you're not paying your mortgage, you're not paying your rent, right? Food now, you're basically going to try to look at what are the cheaper options you can use and supplement them, change them out for food. Utilities, light water, heater, for those of you who live in cold countries and so on, or for people probably in Mandeville, which is sometimes very cold here in Jamaica. Yeah. So if you live somewhere cold, then you might need a heater. And for the transportation, you're only gonna spend on transportation for work and for essential appointments, means appointments that you have to go to because it affects your health, it affects your work, it affects something that if you don't do it, it's gonna have a negative impact on you directly. All right. So number 5, you are going to increase your income. Increase your income, people, because and immediately, right? So you're gonna look to see if you can get a better job. So you update your resume, and you start sending out your applications. Also think about side income you can start today, right? Do your research, go on the different freelance website, Fiverr, Upwork, and there are a number of other ones that you have probably heard of from time to time. Take a second job, right? So when the first job in, you take a shift that the 2 jobs don't clash, right? And also sell some of the things that you have. sell some of the positions that you have. You have a yard sale and you sell them in the yard, or you sell them online. Or if you are a creator, if you can create things, you create an ebook, you create some type of course or something. If you're a teacher, you teach something on Zoom, get creative, because you need money and you need it now. So number 6, contact your creditors and explore relief options. So when you contact the creditors, don't wait until you already miss the payments. This is where most people get it wrong. They wait until they miss the first payment, and sometimes after they miss the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, they sit down and feel sorry for themselves, and they are in guilt and shame land. Guilt and shame, as if they are the only people in the world that not paying them bills. They are the only people in the world that is going through this. People, that is not accurate. I know sometimes in Jamaica, some people want to say, oh, you can't afford to pay your bill, and they give you attitude. But some of them same one, them come and them give you a high profile, and them stress out with them loans and credit cards same way. I have clients who have been overwhelmed with loans and credit cards, and they're earning over $1 million per month. So it's not only the people who have low income. It's just that sometimes you take your eye off the money and doing other things, and life just catch up on you. Or you might have a medical bill and you don't have any emergency fund because you don't have any savings. There is nothing to save you. So you need to fix that. All right. So put in the chat if you would like more information about these to help you to pay down your debt. So you can also, last but not least, number 7, to seek financial coaching, right? I have helped clients sort through their debt. I've helped clients coach them what to say to the bank when they go to the bank or the financial institution, so that they can quickly get out of their debt situation and the budget start looking normal, right? We have clients that they come, they implement what I've told them, and in less than 3 months, they are balanced. But these are not the ones who, I had a session with a lady and I asked her, she said she missing the mortgage payment, and I asked her, how much months I miss? She said 6. I said, go to NHT, that is the housing, that she took her housing from, NHT, National Housing Trust, that she took her mortgage from, and asked them, how much are you behind? When she checked it, it was 17 months. 17. So it's a totally different conversation will happen, because 6 months different from 17 months. And it is very difficult to come up with 17 months of mortgage payments just like that. So don't take your eye off the money. When you take your eye off the money, and I'm talking from experience, as I've told you before, when I was going through my divorce process, I take my eye off of everything. Wow. I took my eye off everything. The only thing I never took my eye off was the children. I did everything for the kids, do the things we were supposed to do for home or whatever, and everything else just get left. So I know sometimes depression and anxiety can set in. So you can call me, your money coach. I tell my clients, tell me that when they're in a session, they feel like they're talking to a good friend. So some of you might feel kind of a way to talk to a money coach. You expect somebody to judge you or whatever. But if I am judgmental to you in this session, how that ever work? It's not gonna work. I have to make you feel comfortable so that you can communicate well with me so that the session goes well and you get the benefit. All right. So this is Tagene Brown-McBean of Money Coaching Services. If you want the spending plan we have is a 12-month spending plan. So I'm gonna put that in the description, and also how you can work with me if you want us to help you to give you the steps. Because my clients, they don't have no time to try to figure out anything. They just want to pay the money and say, what should I do? And my thing is, I send them a recommendation and it lists down. It's a recommendation. Like today is the 14th of February, recommendation, X, Y, and Z, date of the session. Step 1, do ABC. Step 2, do 1, 2, 3. Step 4, X, Y, and Z. Simple, straightforward. And you don't do step 2 before you do step 1. So I do write them in order of how they're to be done, so you don't miss. So guys, if you comment, put some comments below when you are planning to pay down your debt. You should also, this is a bonus tip. Bonus tip. Use a debt snowball. So you're going to list all your debt from the lowest balance, that's number 1, to the end. So you put them in that order, and that's how you're going to pay them. So you're going to make the number 1 the priority. I can make as much payment to it as possible, and everything else you try to make the minimum payment. But first you have to assess how much money you're short, and then you try to fix that shortage by bringing in more income, right? So by doing the budget, you will be able to see if you're short probably an extra 20,000 Jamaican per month, or persons who are in the US, if you're short probably 100 US per month, whatever the case might be, right? And you just do the maths, and then you say, okay, I'm gonna need an extra 100 US, or I'm gonna need an extra 20,000 Jamaican dollars to be able to basically pay everything. And then if I want to pay extra now, I am going to need extra. So you will know exactly how much you're going to need in excess now to be able to pay additional, say, 10,000 Jamaican or additional 100 US. Okay, guys. So that's it for me. Okay, so comment, was this helpful? And are you using a budget? Is your budget easy to do? Have to be simple, quick, easy to understand. All right. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, and bye-bye.